dkdynamite for some huge updates about Black Ops 7 Zombies. It's been a little over a week since my last Zombies video, and since then, quite a few new details did end up popping up. We're going to be talking about some crazy map changes, the return of some familiar perks, and some other surprises. Definitely stay tuned. Now, as a reminder, just earlier today, Control Freak did reveal the Black Ops 7 performance thumbsticks. They're orange, and there's a 7 on the thumbsticks themselves, while there's also a collector's box that these thumbsticks can actually sit in. As a big FYI, you can save up to 12% off any order on Control Freak when you use code Dynamite, and as we've seen time and time again, Control Freak typically comes out with 2 different sets of sticks with every new Call of Duty, one set during the launch window and another set that's usually zombies related that we'll probably end up getting in the next few months as a sequel to the Deadshot Daiquiri and Speed Cola cans that they ended up releasing last year. But it's become a bit of a tradition waiting for the brand new Call of Duty thumbsticks every time a new game is just around the corner. What I wanted to start with is brand new pieces of marketing that Treyarch has been releasing over the last couple of days. There are these first-person perspective shots where somebody's riding the Wonder Vehicle and listening to Ted as the infamous bus driver does go through all the new POIs and Ashes of the Damned. Obviously, you guys have seen plenty of early gameplay of most of the map thanks to COD Next. I've uploaded plenty of gameplay since then, but there's 2 POIs that were missing from Ashes of the Damned, at least at Next, and are being saved for the launch of the game itself. Exit 115, the diner, which Treyarch released a teaser of just earlier today, and there's of course the Cosmodrome, which I'm assuming they're going to put out a teaser for in the next day or whatnot. But I kind of feel like these teasers are building to something, whether it's another big dev talk, whether it's another blog post, and likely some other tidbits related to round-based or even Dead Ops Arcade 4. But something that also came out of left field is an announcement about something that isn't actually coming out until June of 2026, and that's the Zombies History art book that Treyarch has officially promoted. It's available right now to pre-order on Amazon and currently costs $50. The current release date is June 19, 2026, and here's the thing, right? That infamous hand that everybody knows very well from the Zombies Chronicle artwork is something that I think a lot of people were reminded of when they saw this brand new art book. I think there's a chance that in this book they may end up addressing potential scrapped or just shelved zombies ideas from over the years. Maybe they'll come out and shock us with some facts that the zombies community's been creating conspiracies or theories about for years, which would come full circle once this book does end up dropping. But as they confirmed in this book, it'll feature stunning art, exclusive interviews, going behind the games themselves, and will be considered a perfect companion to the game. I'd also expect them to share some details about the development of Black Ops 6 and 7, maybe could even answer some questions that a lot of folks in the community have had about the different direction they've gone with the narrative and the actual map design as well. But does that hand mean a Chronicles 2 is coming? Well, I will say it's cool to see a bunch of different bosses from several different Call of Duty zombie games, including Vanguard, even MW3. I simply think the hand has become just an iconic symbol for Call of Duty Zombies altogether, and if they were to do another Chronicles, I think at this point it's a bit more complicated now, considering we're on a brand new engine, and so many maps are outdated now, especially the BO3 ones to an extent. They still play great, but with the addition of Omni movement, new systems, and of course free DLC, I wonder how they could ever do a sequel to the original Zombies Chronicles. Now, something I brought up in a previous video is that a carry-forward-like update is coming within Season 1 for BO7 Zombies, which will bring back the DLC gameplay items like the Mr. Peaks Field Upgrade, Shatter Blast, Frost Blast, Light Mend. Those gameplay items won't be available day 1, but are coming back with Season 1, featuring their respective augments that you unlock for them in BO6, plus new augments for each of those items, since, as you guys are likely aware, every perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade that's carrying forward from BO6 will get one brand new major and one brand new minor augment that you're going to be able to grind in BO7. Now, the cool thing is, it looks like some of these augments have already leaked out, at least the names of them. We're not sure what some of these things actually do, but according to data miner Nanikos, he reported that Lightman is getting 2 augments called Dual Action and one called Mitosis. Shatterblast is getting Blast Off and Blast Shield, whereas Mr. Peaks is going to be getting something called Family Discount and something called Peak Health. But most importantly, Frostblast is getting Stonecold Stronghold, a perk that we have not seen since Black Ops 4, which ironically would fit very well with the armor system we have in Modern Zombies, and it's also going to get an augment called Slow Extend. Again, if you want to put out your best guesses for what some of these augments are, feel free to comment down below. Tesla Storm is also going to be getting new augments, but those weren't currently data mined. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of old perks returning through augments to make room for original perks that could take those slots up in the Wonder Fizz, but apart from Wisp T coming day 1, which I believe is going to have a machine over in the Cosmodrome POI of Ashes, we're also going to be getting 2 familiar perks that haven't been seen in a couple of years. Now, before somebody mentions Tombstone, I do want to say, yes, the usual data miners and leakers have reported that references to Tombstone are still within the Black Ops 6 files, but references to Tombstone are not within BO7. Could that change in the future where Tombstone does become a perk with its own augments? Absolutely. I wasn't a big fan of it in Cold War, really didn't like it in Modern Warfare Zombies, and it was pretty buggy. If anything, I'd hope that that perk kind of gets reworked as like an augment for something else, or just an exclusive map feature or something. I don't really think we need Tombstone back into the mix, but Mule Kick was actually discovered. This is also a leaked perk from BO6 that just never ended up coming out, and apparently 6 new augments for Mule Kick were already leaked. Keep in mind, every gameplay item is meant to have 8 augments now. 6, of course, were derived from BO6, whereas BO7's adding 2 new ones to every major item. But since Mule Kick never came out, we're going to be seeing all 8 presumably added within, I want to say, Season 1, or maybe shortly after for BO7. Considering all the augments are leaked out, it's probably going to be the next perk that drops after Wisp T. Now, the augments include Buy One, Get One, Free Throw, Fully Equipped, All Reliable, Pack Mule, and even Plate Hunter. Now, Mule Kick right now doesn't sound too exciting considering how expensive it would be to max out your 2 regular weapons, your melee weapon, then this 3rd additional primary weapon. But the augments, if they're cool, could give the perk a bit of a glow up that we've never seen before in previous zombie games. And what's also really cool is that Widow's Wine has definitively been leaked by the usual data miners out there. So the perk itself, by its name, was data mined and fully leaked out just a couple of weeks back. However, no augments for the perk were actually discovered. Funny enough, in a collector's box for Modern Warfare 3 a couple years back at Walmart, there was a logo featured in that box for the new Widow's Wine. That perk never ended up coming out in Modern Warfare 3, maybe it just got cut. Or is it still the redesign for Widow's Wine that we're going to end up seeing in BO7 that, for whatever reason, existed all the way back during MW3? Now, this perk hasn't been seen in quite some time, so I'm a lot more open to seeing this one come back. Not all that excited about Mule Kick, to be honest with you, but I guess it could be helpful if you're camel grinding and also want to hold on to a wonder weapon as your 3rd weapon. But ever since Black Ops 6, I felt like what Modern Zombies is missing is like a Widow's Wine or Winter's Wail equivalent, and it looks like we're getting that with BO7. The question is, are these the only perks coming back? Is it just Mule Kick and Widow's Wine after Wisp T? Well, I want to remind you that Double Tap didn't get leaked out until, I want to say it was February of last year, and the perk came out in around April with the Shattered Veil, so other perks may end up getting found and leaked in the foreseeable future. I'll tell you what though, in a perfect world, it would have been great if Season 6 just added Mule Kick to Black Ops 6 Zombies so that we can already get familiar with the new iteration of it, unlock the augments, and then we wouldn't have to waste the DLC perk slot within BO7 on this perk, which I know has been absent for a number of years now, but I think it would have been cool if BO6 did at least end with one more perk. However, I know we can't get everything we want, and they gotta save some content for their next Call of Duty, as expected. But looking at our teaser image of Astra Malarum, that's of course DLC 1 for BO7 that's coming out within Season 1, presumably early to mid-December. Fans out there have been speculating what this map actually is. Is it that rumored space station experience that Insider Gaming reported on a couple of months back? Or is it something else? Fans of the community think they figured out where this map actually takes place, and it could be a planetarium in New York, which raises a couple of questions. Is this a supposed alternate reality New York that was also leaked out back a couple of months ago? Is this an alternate reality where the Axis actually won the war, or simply bombed New York, and then this is the aftermath that we're left with, and a majority of the map takes place in like a planetarium, whereas outside could just be destroyed, it could be a landfill, it could be something in the ballpark of that Vanguard multiplayer map, which is also an alternate history New York. Lots of good questions right now with where exactly this map is, but based on the way it looks, which kind of gives off like observatory vibes, could be an observatory and then we teleport to a space station. Will there be any gameplay in actual space? That would be crazy for a DLC 1 to really compete with some of the iconic first DLC maps like Drak, for example. Now, this is what Insider the Ghost of Hope had to say about DLC 1. I heard from someone I trust back in March that Treyarch got scared of doing the NAZI stuff and reworked or cut the original New York City idea that was leaked. Assuming that's true, then it makes sense that they'd rework it into something to do with a planetarium from the 40s in New York City, like what they seem to be doing. Now, I'm not going to say the full word in case this video does get demonetized because of it, but I feel like the backlog or backstory of this planetarium assumed map could be where the Allies lost, and maybe that's implied or confirmed in the in-game dialogue. It just won't be so much in your face with flags and banners or that icon everywhere around the map, even if the map takes place in a timeline where the Allies indeed lost. Now, if you've been around the gaming scene long enough, you probably know that they end up using the Iron Cross in most games anyway when talking about a revisionist or alt history 1940s, World War II. And I think it is pretty obvious where this new Richtofen does come from. It's just a matter of whether or not DLC 1 is focused on that backstory or not. But who actually knows? I've always felt like a space station map, or a map where you get to go to space within Round Base, a successor to Moon, that kind of sounds like a DLC 4 to me. If they want to do it in DLC 1, sure. However, because of that rumor about a space station, I think expectations are probably through the roof, no pun intended, about what this map could actually be. But Hope also followed up by saying some good news that I heard the map with the ancient Japanese temple with the active volcano is for sure happening and hasn't been changed. That map has always sounded the coolest to me, so I'm glad it's happening. Now, again, that rumor lines up perfectly with the character bios of where our original characters apparently came from. Looks like Nikolai is from Afghanistan, Dempsey was in Vietnam, and we have Takio from Japan, of course. We'll just have to wait and see if those character bios were actually indicators of where we're going to be going throughout the DLC season. Black Ops 7 Zombies isn't even out yet, so it's kind of funny to be talking about post-launch round-based maps already. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on some brand new rumors and updates about Black Ops 7 Zombies? We got some returning perks, we have some map changes, allegedly for the DLC season, and also how you're feeling about the brand new marketing with Ashes of the Damned. With that being said, really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.